Officials in Florida are learning more about the man they believe carried out the deadliest shooting ever at a U.S. high school. 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who appeared in court Monday, was investigated by the state in 2016 after video surfaced on Snapchat showing him cutting himself. Cruz stands accused of 17 counts of premeditated murder and is being held without bail. Classes will resume at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School a week from today. In the wake of the Florida shooting, the White House is signaling support for a bipartisan effort to improve the federal background check system. Dozens of teenage students brought their demands for gun reform to the White House gates yesterday. President Trump plans to hold a listening session with high school students and teachers at the White House on Wednesday. The Florida school shooting will likely come up at a school board meeting in Cody today as trustees consider arming teachers. The draft, which proposes arming staff so they can protect themselves and others in the event of an attack, is up for its first reading today. Interested employees would need to apply and be approved by the Board of Trustees, then submit to a psychiatric exam and be tested for drugs and alcohol. The staff member would then undergo 24 hours of firearms training, scenario-based training, and care for gunshot victims. In 2017, the Wyoming legislature passed a law allowing schools to arm teachers and staff. A survey of Park County District school employees found 39% of respondents support arming the staff, while 42% are against it. Of the 285 staff members who responded, just 37 said they would apply to conceal and carry a firearm at school.
I think last week's tragedy in Florida, it has had an impact on our community. I think people are really watching and really considering what is the best path to secure schools and to keep them as safe as we can. From what I've heard from the people who support this measure, there needs to be a lot of requirements in place that people have to meet before they're approved, specifically with regards to training. I think the common ground for whether you oppose or support this measure is just that we want our students and staff safe.
This issue will go through 3 readings, with the next one set for March. The board will also consider responses from a community survey that closes at the end of this month. Meanwhile, a Darby High School senior is in custody after fellow students say he made threatening social media posts that referenced last week's deadly school shooting in Florida. 18-year-old McLean Kaiser faces charges of felony assault with a weapon. Kaiser is accused of posting a threat that pushed concerned parents to report him to Darby school administrators. School administrators say they took the reports from students seriously and encourage everyone to say something if they see something of concern. Kaiser is held without bond in the Ravalli County Jail. As sub-zero temperatures grip the region, several local school districts have called off classes today, while others will get a late start. All schools in Billings School District 2 will be closed. Also no classes today for Arrow Creek, Blue Creek, Canyon Creek, Custer, Elder Grove, Elysian, Explorer Academy, Fortis Academy, Huntley Project, Independent, Lame Deer, Lockwood, Morin, Northern Cheyenne, and Park City. The list continues with Pioneer, Plinnicoo, Shepherd, St. Charles, St. Labray, and Yellowstone West Preschool. In addition to schools, all 5 clubhouses of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Yellowstone County will be closed. Hardin, Lodgegrass, Roundup, Colstrip, and Park County schools in Wyoming have a late start at 10 a.m. This is the 3rd year in a row School District 2 has taken a snow day. The Office of Public Instruction allows 1 emergency school closure day per year, so today will not need to be made up. Superintendent Terry Baug said he understands snow days can be difficult for parents who work and can't afford to stay home with their child or send them to daycare. But with 95 buses delivering students, safety for children having to stand outside is the #1 issue.
It's a hardship on working parents that have little ones, and I understand that, and I always factor that in. It's always a tough situation because it's an inconvenience to our parents and our students and our staff.
A decision for tomorrow's school day will be made later this morning. Electrical failure is likely to blame for the blaze that burned a business in downtown Billings. The fire has been declared accidental, while the building is likely a total loss, receiving more than $450,000 in damages. The fire broke out late Sunday night at Billings Bronze on North 12th Street. The foundry has been around for almost 30 years. The family business has produced bronze work for artists across the country and around the world. Now we go to the MSUB campus, where interviews for the university's new chancellor will begin this afternoon. Open forums will be held all this week at 4:30 in the Petro Theater. First up today, Dr. Carmen Simone. Then on Wednesday, Dr. Dan Eldman. Dr. Simone is currently the president of Trinidad State Junior College in Trinidad and Elmosa, Colorado. Dr. Eldman is currently the executive vice president of administration and chief financial officer of the University of North Texas at Dallas. The forums and interview process will continue on Thursday with Dr. Susan Elrod. The final candidate to be interviewed will be the university's current interim chancellor, Dr. Ron Larson, on Friday. Dr. Elrod is currently provost and executive vice chancellor for academic affairs at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Prior to serving as interim chancellor at Montana State University Billings, Dr. Larson was associate provost at Montana State University in Bozeman. Elsewhere, you've likely heard of TED Talks, conferences where ideas on technology, entertainment, and design are shared. Senior High School held its own version with Bronc Talks. Kobe Hudson, a senior high alumni, works as a software engineer at Waymo, a self-driving tech company. Hudson brought 5 friends back from California who work in various technology and math careers. They shared how they gained interest in their current job and the steps that led them to where they are now. Their careers range from studying and manipulating cancer genes to what makes self-driving cars tick. The speakers said they wish they had paid more attention in class and reminded students that each opportunity is valuable and can prove to be a foot in the door.
Are absolutely showing, I mean, they're talking about the good and the bad, and they're talking about what they wish they would have learned more of in high school or paid attention to better. They're also talking about what did motivate them, and some of them found their inspiration in college, some of them found it in high school. It's rare to find it in high school, but it gives these guys a little glimmer of hope for that.
And last, before we take a break, the Montana Tobacco Use Prevention Program is encouraging people to kick tobacco through with Chew Week 2018. The campaign is designed to raise awareness about the dangers of products the tobacco industry markets. According to the CDC, Montana has one of the highest rates of smokeless tobacco use in the country, ranking 3rd overall. Professional bareback rider and Montana Tobacco Use Prevention Program spokesman Heath Ford says that he's seen firsthand the effects of chewing tobacco and just how damaging it can be to a person.
Met with older gentlemen that had chewed their whole life, and now, you know, they were pressing buttons to talk to me from throat cancer and stuff, and it was just sad to see that and to see the struggles that they have in life and how much more difficult life was for them.
During February, people can call the Montana Tobacco Quit line and receive 8 weeks of free nicotine patches, gum, lozenges, and counseling to help quit tobacco.